Hello everyone and welcome back to episode 3 of our slow and immersive playthrough of Finland in Arms Against Tyranny and the latest patch, I think 1.13.3. We have reached 1st of January 1938. We have industrialized Finland as much as we can by building infrastructure up to 3 level 3 across almost all of the across almost the entire country. We've gone from about 11 factories I think at the start to 22, and we're playing without the historical AI focuses, and I think what is happening is Norway is turning fascist, as is Estonia. Sweden is keeping democratic. Denmark is staying democratic, but otherwise Britain has gone non-aligned and kind of monarchist. France is leaning towards social communism, as is Spain. Germany had a civil war and has now reformed itself as the German Empire and is non-aligned. Poland is also non-aligned, are having won their civil war against the military junta. And so, as Finland, we are just we've gone fascist. Estonia started influencing us towards fascism, and I think the kind of the role play we went ahead with is that increasingly isolated from European democratic powers, being pressured by fascist Norway on the north, major communist states in Europe, non-aligned German, Poland, and a strong and aggressive, I guess, Soviet Union. The country kind of leaned towards protecting itself, and fascism is slowly increasing in popularity. It's now at 44%. We need to get it up to 60%. Soviet Union declared war on the Soviet Union. Whoa, hang on a second. The Soviet Civil War. Civil war has once more erupted in Russia. With the memories of this last civil war still fresh on everyone's mind, it is a bit of a surprise that it would come to this. Indeed, after years of political infighting between the Stalinist and Trotskyist factions, the Soviet government has finally split, and the two groups now battle in the streets for control of the country. Grigory Zinoviev has declared himself the leader of what he calls the Union of Soviet Republics of Europe and Asia, and leads the war against Joseph Stalin from his base in Odessa. The communists are destroying themselves. Let's see how this goes. I don't think they're in a particularly strong position, to be honest. I'm not even sure if this will buy us any more time. But let's see. I doubt it, to be honest. Who knows, though? Odessa and Kiev, basically parts of Ukraine, have rebelled. Okay. For us, meanwhile, we have political power. We need stability at 60% as well. And the way to get it, I'm not sure. I'm sure the best way to do this, but cry for help, armed lotus fired. Support combat reach plus 10, HP plus 5, available as political advisor. Repinion. Political power gain plus 10%, stability minus 5%. We don't want that advisor, but the Union of Finnish Brothers in Arms. We need stability. Let's just fascist regime could give us stability. These base stability plus 5. So we'll do the alcohol company after this. Otherwise, I'm not really sure. That's going to give us 45% stability. Let's think about this. National unity gain base stability +5. An alcohol company gain base stability +5. $40, $45, but we need to get it to 60 to get a fascist regime. One of the following must be true. Has completed the focus, prepare a military coup. Or all of the following. Has completed discredit, more than 60% support for IKL, and more than 60% stability. Following will bypass the focus. Current ruling party is fascist. Not met. Okay. How do we engineer a peaceful transition? Fascism. Decisions. 100 consumer goods factories factor 10. Weekly stability plus 0.5 for 180 days. Weekly. Anti-fascist raids, anti-democratic raids. I guess we'll do these and get the stability up to 60. Yeah, I think that's so. Let's conserve our political power as much as we can. Otherwise, we're researching the infantry equipment of 1939, fairly advanced. Going the computing machine, which will hopefully give us an extra research slot we need. Fine, we'll get it. And support weapons. Italy declared war on the Somali Sultanate. Okay. Italy, 51% fascist. Okay. Construction menu. Okay, we're building. We are building military factories. The Bapsid Civil War. Constant marches and demonstrations all over the city have at last broken what little unity continued to exist in Finland, and the nation has been divided into an all-out civil war. Wow. What was meant to be a trivial government crackdown on the IKP groups erupted into a violent clash with protesters yesterday, with veterans clashing with members of the Finnish army they once fought for. With IKP members on one side and government loyalists on the other, all that remains to be seen is who shall be seated in Uusimaa at the end of the day. Pair or surrender. Politics. IKL becomes the ruling party. Public elections will not be held. Vapsid Estonia gets event. Finland steps down. Or for Finland. Hang on. IKL becomes the ruling party. The fascist supporters start a civil war. Politics will change. Kokoomus becomes the ruling party. Public elections will not be held. Perhaps Estonia gets the question of intervention. Okay, perhaps it is best if we just surrender. I think fascism has been gaining in popularity. IKL becomes the ruling party. There we are. National focus bypassed a fascist regime. Okay. Oof. We do need to fix our stability though. ASAP. Okay, Villo Anala. What is he? Economic reformer. Consumer goods factories. Factor -15. Trade laws. Economy laws -33%. Strong nation, having more than 300,000 manpower and less than 5% surrender progress while at war, will increase public trust. More than 300,000 manpower. Concerning support for socialists, having more than 9% support for democratic or communist ideologies will decrease public trust. More than 9% support for democratic or communist. Yeah, democracy currently has 10% support. White Finland. Okay. Very low trust, minus 10%. Factory output, minus 18% currently. We really need to get stability up. Urgently. Another thing I actually thought about was if we do if we do sell equipment and we sell convoys, for example. Let's say we sell 12. A high price. I just want to see if anyone will buy those. Canada seeks immediate repatriation. After breakdowns in negotiations with Westminster and an unprecedented 63-hour debate, the Canadian Parliament has overturned the British North America Act, instead enshrining the Canadian Constitution in laws untouchable by the British Parliament or monarchy. Although not an anti-British move in its own right, it signals a move away from the Commonwealth policies of the old empire. While a natural step to take for any country wanting to ensure their future stability, it does nothing to alleviate the already tense state of global politics. An empire coming apart at the seams. Indeed. Okay, national focus completed. National unity. Okay, now we get the stability. Base stability is now 40. That's at least something. Let's try and get that up further by going with the desperate times require desperate measures, and now is the time for the alcohol company to support the Finnish military by providing essential components for their weaponry. Through careful production and refining, they will specialize in the creation of highly effective incendiary cocktails, giving infantry the advantage they need to neutralize enemy light armor. Not very doesn't really fit with the roleplay, I'd say, because we're not really fighting anyone at the moment. Right here, Finnish supremacy in the north. Yeah, I guess this is what this has unlocked. While other nations of our region squabble and negotiate their subjugation at the hands of greater powers, we alone can offer an alternative. Under our leadership, we can lead our peoples to victory against any foe who may threaten us. Create faction Finnish Supremacy League. Any independent fascist Nordic or Baltic country gets event. White Finland invites us to the Finnish Supremacy League. Current targets Vapsid Estonia. Could actually the Viron Kansa. Although separated by the Baltic Sea, the people of White Finland and Vapsid Estonia have a long shared history with one another. Furthermore, we face much the same challenges as we struggle to maintain independence. Perhaps through peaceful unification we can save our people from war. Get annexed by us. Our faction. Effect if they refuse. Claim gained by White Finland. Okay, so they will either get annexed if they accept or refuse. Okay. So what other options do we have? Patriotic People's Movement. The Patriotic People's Movement, despite pushback from the previous regime, have done great work in educating the masses on the need for national pride and defense of the nation against communism. If we were to bring them into our confidence, we would gain a much greater support base for our regime. Political power plus 50, public trust towards high public trust. Political advisor cost. Patriotic People's Movement political advisor cost -20. Daily fascism support +10. Available as political advisor. Elias Simoyoki, which grants political power gain. Weekly manpower. Oh, daily fascism support. That's a good one. Elias Simoyoki. Let's just redo that one quickly. Patriotic People's Movement. Italy declared war on Kingdom of Libya. Italy is taking over the Mediterranean, or Africa in general. Don't think we have much to fear. At the moment, but Venezuela wants to buy 3 convoys. Okay, right ahead. Academic Karelian Society. For over a decade, an organization of intellectuals and students at the University of Helsinki have become increasingly influential. Their core goals align well with our own, being the pursuit of improving Finland in line with our history. Perhaps we can find a way to collaborate together. Gain base stability +5. Public trust moves 5% towards higher trust. Add Academic Karelian Society, which grants daily political power gain +15 and research +3. Okay. Let's do that. I think that's a good one to do next. Base fight. We should be trending towards 40%, no? Which we are, yeah. Computing machine. Perfect. I'll go ahead and start researching this early, because it will give us 5 civilian factories, so it is paramount we get this ASAP. Yeah, and we have 10 free civilian factories. Get that up to 15 and then start building military factories. Couple more military factories. People's Movement. Wilhelm II returns to the German Empire. In a surprise announcement yesterday morning, the German government officially lifted the exile on Wilhelm II. Later in the day, the old Kaiser's motorcade passed the Dutch-German border, and upon his return to Berlin, he was ceremoniously reinstated as Kaiser of the German Empire. Kaiser has already vowed to see Germany return to its old greatness, but it remains to be seen which direction the nation will take with its diplomacy. A return to the start of the century? Crazy. Okay, let's go with Academic Karelian Society. 35 days. Alright, we need to up that stability. Elias Simoyoki, political power gain, manpower, daily fascism support. Let's get him in here. Only 50 political power as well. Get the industrial research speed. A bit late now, but nothing else to get, I guess. do it. Spend this political power. Eritrea was annexed. Eritrea has capitulated. The Eritrean government has gone into exile and their main forces have capitulated to Italy, who is now in control of their home area. Although the struggles between Italy and Eritrea are over, Italy is still at all-out war and the fighting continues elsewhere. Japan was annexed. Hang on. Treaty of Tokyo. Wow. Japanese people. Oh my god. Japanese People's Republic. 16% Communist Party ideology fascist. Okay. Alright. Soviets are winning. I think they are going to win this civil war. I don't think Mr. Zinoviev has really thought this through. Support weapons. Research done. Support weapons 2. We could do that. We could do... We're gonna need to upgrade these. It'd be good to, yeah, get the new artillery as well. Yeah, but I think really it's about the infantry. Academic Karelian Society done. The Suomen Academia. Several Finnish intellectuals, led by the renowned mathematician Leo Sario, are pushing for the foundation of the Suomen Academia, which will become the national premier academic institution, driving scientific innovation and helping positioning White Finland at the forefront of technological development. Let's do it. 1 research slot and more electronics research bonuses. So hopefully we'll power our way through to the radar. Okay. Have we built 7? Perfect. Built 1 more. $14 days until... No, and it is May 1938. And we've got the 1939 weapons. Let's go with infantry equipment 2. The VKT. Needed for reinforcements, we need 90, they say. Produce 3 per day. Okay. VKT, we do have reinforced stocks already. Yeah, we wanted to go down to mass rifle production. Advanced barrel forging. So that one. And then hopefully we'll go to mass rifle production and build up a small arms industry. Target the effects from infrastructure effort. Okay, well, we've made really good use of it. We really did do a hero effort on infrastructure. Bulgaria approaches the German Empire. The Bulgarian government has signed... Hang on a second. Bulgarian government has signed a commercial agreement with several German companies in an attempt to strengthen ties with the German Empire, while stimulating the injection of foreign capital into the country. Under this agreement, German investors will receive significant legal benefits and tax reductions when operating in Bulgaria. The only seek William II's protection. Bulgaria, okay. Vapsid Estonia seeks unification. Artur Cirk has today made a proposition for the unification of Vapsid Estonia and White Finland. It is irrefutable that the Estonian government and the White Finland are inseparably intertwined. Without the Vaps, it would have been scarcely possible for IKP to take control of Finland, and even now, Vapsid sympathies remain strong in our military. Artur Cirk claims that a union of Finland and Estonia would better equip our nations to defend against the oncoming Soviet invasion. We have no choice. The game will end for you. Vapsid Estonia annexes White Finland. And end the game right here. That's an interesting roleplay session. Should we do it and just end it here, guys? Fine, let's do banish the Vaps immediately against Annex War Goal against White Finland. Come on. They have about 10 civilian factories. Yeah, actually similar strength to ours, I guess. Could do partial mobilization. Need 100 political power. Yeah. So we need this conscription. Extensive conscription. Service by requirement. Okay, so right now manpower is 98,000. We could go to 10%, so quadruple that. That would be 400,000. Service by requirement, 300 political power. Okay. 54%. What is our? 54 also. Okay. Union to Soviet Republic is actually holding on fairly well. Shame they weren't able to defend the Crimean front. Italy. Somali Sultanate annexed. Somali Sultanate has capitulated. Regional Defense Council. King Zog submits to Italy. An ultimatum has been delivered to the Albanian government by Italian diplomats, demanding that they submit to complete military occupation. King Zog has abdicated after realizing the futility of resistance, and Albania will now be ruled in a personal union under King Vittorio Emanuele III. Italy looks to the Balkans. Another victim of Italy's ambitions. Regional Defense Council of Aragon was annexed. National focus completed. Okay, Spain has almost won the civil war. Communists. Actually, Spain is almost done for. Okay, so we now have an extra research slot. What are we going to use it for? Is the question. I think we need to get to the better artillery actually. Kind of fairly quickly. Okay, but what's next? Low manpower. What is next for us? Construction 3. What is that? That's 140 days. Not too long. Pause now. Extra refresher exercises. Tensions keep rising in Europe, and if Finnish independence is to be preserved, we need to strengthen the defense of Finland through intensive training exercises, preparing for any potential outbreak of conflict and showing the determination and readiness of the Finns to defend the nation's sovereignty if necessary. Army experience. What if I finish army by army experience gain, entrenchment speed, training time, mobilization speed, recruitable population factor plus 10. Do that one because we are going to be training actually soon. I think we're going to try to get this 24. Going to assign Mannerheim as the Field Marshal and General Eric Heinrichs. Let's look at this guy's leader traits. Oh, I have no idea. No tactic selected. Preferred tactic. Ranger, forest movement, attack, defense. Adaptable, cold acclimatization, hot, terrain penalty reduction plus 30%. Winter expert. Okay. Sensory, you will have one more available trait slots to assign for this general. Okay, let's make him adaptable. Let's go for winter expert since we're going to be fighting in winter. I actually have no idea, guys, how this actually works, but let's try and get this to 24 divisions or so. Would be great. Not enough equipment to train. We have the manpower, infantry, support equipment we need. Okay. Where's our... Okay, we should now have a lot of support equipment and a lot of upgrades that we need. And put one more in here in the future. Nationalist Spain was annexed. Pause for a second. Stalinist victory in the Spanish Civil War. After a long and grueling civil war, the Second Republic has finally defeated their anarchist and nationalist enemies and secured full control over Spain. Yeah, I guess it's probably 2 years plus this has dragged on. Though isolated pockets of nationalist troops continue to wage a guerrilla war that may well hamper the exertion of local Republic control in the previously nationalist areas, it is unlikely further coordinated resistance of any significance will materialize. The civil war saw the peaceful transition of Spain to a communist government which secured extensive Soviet aid. As the nation focuses on rebuilding its war-torn cities and industry, Spanish-Soviet ties appear to only be strengthening, and the Soviet Union is expected to be heavily involved in post-war industrial recovery programs. Soviet influence over Spain is concerning. Indeed. 72% communist. France, 40%. Fascist organization. Fine. Get partial mobilization. We get early. What I really want is extensive conscription. Double gives us 100,000 extra manpower. Machine tools. Advanced machine tools. To raise that efficiency cap. Doctrines available. Leg infantry organization plus 10. Okay. Look at that, and what is that? The overall organization of our divisions is now 48. Not a lot, to be honest. Attack support, anti-air, cavalry recon, motorized recon, defense. Fuel. Yeah, this will require fuel capacity. Defense, reconnaissance. A little bit of organizational loss. Reconnaissance of only 1 though, this gives us. Let's give it a motorized recon. Maybe, and we go down to 37 organization, but we gain 8.5 soft attack, we gain hard attack, air attack, 29 defense, breakthrough, piercing, capacity, manpower up by 1,100. More artillery. This actually does increase our soft attack by 30%. Right. How about that? Let's try this. Save this down. Where does that leave us? Yeah. Good anti-air. Let's do. Really want to cancel. We have 250 though. Kind of more than enough. When we switch to level 2, we'll remove the production efficiency anyway. So why don't we... Pakistan and India have signed white peace. We'd reallocate this one factory to support equipment. We'll do 1.5 per day. So we're gonna fill this in a year. We're producing 8. Probably be producing about 10 per day. So about 3,000 per year. So yeah, we could... up our production. We are constructing military factories. Okay. Producing about 2 per day, so 700 per year. International market, sell equipment. And we sell some of our trucks. 100 trucks sold for a high price. Oh, pause. Hold on a second. Construction 3, will that be done? 57 days. Extra refresher exercises, Jaeger movement. Division organization, special forces, breakthrough. The cold front. Cold acclimatization gain factor +10, damage reduction against CAS, +15 winter attrition, -15 army experience. Winter warfare we can get. Salvaged and retooled. Experience equipment capture ratio modifier. It's all about, I guess, capturing enemy equipment, so we can do that. How about Mannerheim Line, actually? Let's do that now. Vision. So we'll get a bunch of land and coastal forts. Land fort construction speed, division defense on core territory. In an effort to fortify our defenses, we must turn our attention to the Mannerheim Line. Complex network of defensive fortifications. The line stretches across the country's eastern border and must be secured against enemy incursions. To this end, the army is working to improve both the fortifications themselves and the supply lines that keep them stocked and operational. Let's do this one. Let's do this, and then we'll build forts maybe all along the border to help us defend against the Soviets. So it would be nice to, in an event of a war, to break through here and defend this line, and break through to here, I guess, right? These two provinces. So if we concentrate some manpower here and break through here and here, hold this, and push through to this river and encircle them this way, right? There's lakes, and we get all of this. Yeah, that should really be our goal, to kind of just get the lakes, this river, wherever it's called, and all of Karelia. Is there anything actually like good in here? Resources, oh yeah, 20 steel and chrome. Lots of steel here. Yeah. Okay, let's try to get 24 divisions out.
Pystynne!
Italian diplomatic isolation. Diplomatic relations within Italy and the German Empire have taken a turn for the worse recently. A string of minor diplomatic incidents being seized upon by the German government to fuel hostile rhetoric. Though Italo-German relations had begun to improve in recent years, these new developments seem to effectively preclude any future cooperation between the two European powers. Critics point out the concurrent improvements in Anglo-German relations, as well as the convenience this Italian diplomatic isolation provides to the British, which may indicate backroom deals between the two nations. The British have been plotting. Indeed. Indeed. Okay, we have 150 political power. By the way, I kind of... We need extensive conscription. That will give us another 100,000. Right? Recruitable population. Total manpower 108. It will give us about 110,000. And each of our division needs 8. So we need about... We can recruit 10 more divisions. This extensive conscription. 10. And we need more than that. We need service by requirement, really. Oof. One of the following must be true. More than 60% war support. More than 0. We'll get that. We'll get that war support over 1% later. Maybe we just accumulate, yeah, 300. And that will be 10 now, so we'll have 400,000. Then we can really think about something. Okay, let's get improved artillery. The radio, advanced machine tools, construction. 33 days. Once we're done with the Mannerheim line, we'll get 5 civilian factories. Otherwise, Sweden is likewise now a potential for invasion. 7, 4. How many factories? Total factories 40 to 47. Would be very nice to get Sweden. Before we do that, we need to deal with the Soviets. Radio detection. Asymmetric radar. Get that, and we'll build a asymmetric radar somewhere here to help us detect troops and airplanes. And we should maybe try and start thinking about getting an air force. Since we do now have a decently sized military industry. One more factory, we'll have 10 factories. One factory focused on trucks, anti-air, anti-tank, towed artillery. Per day. Probably get up to about... If we get to 20 per day, that will be 106,000 per year. Yeah, so 3 is more than enough over the long term. So we need manpower, and we need one more here. Could do that, but I could also option 3. Was this Mannerheim line ready? Yeah, which Mannerheim is what this guy is for research. So for national focus, let's go with found Boyolan Voima. With the recent expansion of the forest industry and heavy industry comes the need for more power. We shall centralize energy production and tap into the unlimited potential of hydropower to fuel White Finland's industrial growth. Alright, we're gonna Boyolan Voima is a design company which grants infrastructure construction speed +10. Not particularly interesting, but we will get 2 building slots and 1 civilian factory. So 5 civilian factories in 70 days, in just 2 months. And for research, go ahead with industry. Weekly manpower, so we get 800 per month from our advisor. There's nothing on our borders. We could, if we attacked now, could actually launch. Great Britain declared war on Ireland. Oh, okay. End of the League of Nations. With the declaration of war on Ireland by Great Britain, the League of Nations has failed in its attempts to preserve peace. Edward VIII openly mocked the League's inability to do anything, and with that took his country out of the League. With other world leaders also questioning the point of the League of Nations, if it can't prevent conflicts, the days of the League are de facto over. While the Council continues to meet, no one expects it to actually accomplish anything anymore. Whatever authority the Council once had is long lost now. Not totally unexpected.
Käskynne!
Where is this? Training, 79%. Okay. Try to get to 300 political power and raise conscription. We're now in January 1939, guys. Maybe actually I'll make a cut here, so we don't run over the hour. And thanks a lot for watching. I hope to see you in episode 4. Bye, guys.